The game's been kicking off any minute now. We can't wait to share it with you.
Leave it unmuted.
Judge concern. Your back judge is Ryan Lenninger.
As the two teams take the field, we are ready to get the first playoff game of EC's hopeful 2023 playoff run underway. And the kick is away, and here we go. Return taken by Hermiston. And he jukes right, cuts back right, and he gets a lane out to about the 24-yard line, pushed out of bounds by number 14, Andy Needham.
23-yard return by Justice Council.
Nobody was here.
It'll be first and 10 Bulldogs from the 28-yard line.
There's number 1, Isaac Corey, Hermiston's quarterback. Takes the snap, dropping back in shotgun. Scrambles, looking long right side, and it is incomplete. Bryson Ross, number 7, was there to break it up, but no good. So an early shot there from Hermiston. Quick pickup of, call it 3 or 4 there, makes it a third down.
5-yard run by number 6, Ben Larson.
Ben Larson has been off this season, in and out with injuries. And Hermiston is excited to have him back on the field.
And another short pickup there, makes it a quick 3 and out for Hermiston. Lene with the stop, and Hermiston early on already sending out their punting unit.
It'll be 4th and 4 for the Bulldogs.
Oh, and a botch snap. Taken by one of the up men. He's going to try to run for it, and he's draggled down, fumbles it. Now the punter takes it, running left side. It looks like that was number 1, the quarterback, Isaac Corey, doubling as a punter. And some shoving early on here. Whoa. We have a, looks like that was number 11 in the mix there. But nonetheless, it'll be, yeah, number 1. So that was Corey in the mix there early on. Very interesting. You see the quarterback already standing up for himself.
Head coach David Fiedit from Hermiston has said their team's ability to run this ball season has really allowed Isaac to step into his own. As we're seeing here tonight, the quarterback has an incredible ability to run and to scramble the ball. EC has taken this into account, been watching his plays throughout the past week and preparing for him. However, we already see him getting the ball from point A to point B.
Here we go. Teriyaki Oglu rolling to his left, throws, and it's caught. Breaking tackles is Rays. Rays has a lane. Flag is down, but he is into the end zone. Pending the flag. And the refs will discuss this one. And it looks as if it'll be coming back. You see the ref discussing with Coach Dominic Daste. And the ruling on the field, touchdown. Touchdown by number 3, Jaden Rays. There you go. So an early start there from
The result of
EC.
the play was a 36-yard touchdown pass from Jake Kiriakiolu, number 3, Jake Reyes.
YouTube. I can send you the link.
Senior Jaden Reyes has been quite the valuable player to EC all 4 years of his high school career, strapping it up.
Metro Prep.
I see him having a great season this season, and already a great game with the first touchdown. Getting 6 points in for Eastside Catholic. And there's the 7th.
So an early strike there from EC to make it a 7-0 game with just over a minute and a half gone so far. Wow. Yeah, Reyes broke a few tackles and moved his way through. What a start there for the Crusaders. We'll see if they're able to keep up this momentum. So already set to kick away again are the Crusaders. Connor Brandt to kick it off. Return taken. Starting from his own end zone. He cuts right, and he is tackled down by a group of Eastside Catholic defenders, including what looked to be number 8, Ambrose March.
Justice Council. Brings the ball out to the 16-yard line where it will be 1st and 10 Bulldogs.
Well, I'll say, Paige, if Hermiston is going to have a chance in this game, they've got to get momentum early, and they've got to hold on to that. You saw,
100%.
yeah, you saw Isaac Corey early on already, you know, having some chatter, so it's clear that he's bringing that fire, but he's got to have it translate on the field.
EC has said that they've been working really hard on their defense, spending a lot of time the last 2 weeks working on tackling and defeating blocks. We already see tackle pile there.
Yeah, you see that there. It looks like every single time, you know, a player from Hermiston is getting the ball, there's 2 to 3 guys from Eastside right there to make a play.
100%. EC's taking on the strategy of not having a single player lead their defensive player and launching into ball carriers, but rather having a group take on each individual player at a bit of a slower pace.
Ooh. And Ambrose, you see him zip it up. You saw that. So here we go. Corey sends a player in motion, dropping back now. Stepping back, it's a running back screen, taken. And a nice pickup there, and that looks like it's going to be a first down. First down, Hermiston.
Number 6, Ben Larson. Good for 9 yards and Bulldog first down. 1st and 10 Hermiston to the 29-yard line.
1st and 10, Hermiston quick back to the line. Dropping back, looking, time, rolls to his left, still time, now he's going to take off. And he picks up what looks to be 5 or so yards.
Seven-yard run with quarterback Isaac Corey.
2nd and 3.
Brings up 2nd and 3 for the Bulldogs.
2 running backs in the backfield. 1 to Corey's right, 1 behind him. Takes the snap, hands it off to the one to his right, and he's got a lane. Breaking tackles, picking up another first down, takes it to the 46-yard line. 2nd consecutive run by Hermiston, and as we saw from Page, we can see why the Crusaders may have been focusing on tackling as he ran through what looked to be like at least a tackle or so before finally getting brought down. Hermiston, once again, quick back to the line. Corey takes the snap, this time just 1 running back, hands it to him, and he's tackled down. It was number 8, Ami Tuioa.
At first glance, Corey 100% seems to be Hermiston's most valuable player on the team. He has the ability to scramble pass on plays. EC's definitely trying to get him to keep inside the pocket so he doesn't get out. Spread the ball.
Looks like the Crusaders might be bringing some pressure. And they hand it up again. Number 6, breaking outside. That was Ben Larson.
Hermiston sure must be happy to have Ben Larson back, starting the season off with an injury and injuring himself again last week, skipping out his past game. He is back, and he seems to have not missed a beat and stepping back onto the field.
Well said. And here we go. Corey dropping back. Shilhanick. What a pass there. Wow. Isaac Corey with some incredible mobility. He looked like he was 20 yards back from the line of scrimmage, scrambled all the way, multiple edge rushers converging, and it's that Hermiston touchdown. And as I talked about earlier, Paige, if Hermiston is going to have a chance in this game, they need to get momentum quick and early. And how about that?
And
the PAT. No good on the PAT though. So that makes it 7-6.
Eastside Catholic 7, Hermiston 6.
they did bring the energy, however, they did not bring the ball through to the end of the touchdown. So we have a score of 7-6, EC's favor.
Regardless though, that is still quite a way to
play.
respond after a 3 and out by Hermiston. Wow. This is where if I'm Dominic Dasty, I'm telling my team, you guys got to really lock in now because they cannot let this game slip away. They've got to keep this game in their control. And after a play like that, you've got to come back with a strong drive.
With 4 wins and 5 losses this season, Hermiston needs this game to make a name for themselves in the playoffs. Eastside Catholic's kind of had that name for a couple of years, but they seem to just have let that play slip right past them. So we'll see how this game ends up going. Seems to be quite lively from the start.
And the return, wait a second. It looks like it was an onside kick, and it looks like Hermiston thinks they have it. They do. Wow. And Hermiston has the ball. A gutsy play call, and Hermiston will get the ball at midfield. Called the 49-yard line. Wow. I keep saying this, but it still is true. Like, Hermiston, their coach knows what they need to make happen. Wow, what a gutsy call, and it pays off. They get the ball back again.
Hermiston's coach has said they've been working on not giving up the big plays, the riskier plays, and look at that, paying off.
Well, you see that happening there for sure. Corey now takes the snap with momentum, shows the mobility again, getting chased by Lugalobi. He gets away, throws, and it's caught. Number 14. That'll be number 2. Justice Council.
15 yards on Hermiston first down. To the first and 10 Bulldogs to the 35-yard line.
This is only Corey's second year on varsity, and we already see him being extremely valuable to the team. Quite the quarterback.
1-yard run by number 6, Ben Larson. Second and 9 Bulldogs.
So here's Corey. Dropping, looking, scrambles right. Still nothing, scrambling again. A hit as he threw, and it's batted down by number 7, Bryson Ross.
That's it. Broken out by number 7. Hermiston. Well, we reached the 44-yard line with a 2nd and 19 for the Bulldogs.
Here we go, Corey dropping, throws, taken in, and a flag is thrown as he was tackled down.
Pass is complete to number 33, Neil Stasek. Flag on the play.
Eastside's number 12, David Linné, with that tackle. David Linné, one of Eastside's most valuable defensive players, coming in strong to shut that play down.
Very true, and it looks like Hermiston will be moving back even further, and it'll be 2nd and long. Now back on their own side of the field.
Penalty is holding on Hermiston.
Correction, looks like they'll be placed at the 45. That'll make it a 2nd and 20.
The Bulldog ball on the 45-yard line. 2nd and 20.
Dropping back, Corey rolls to his right, looking very agile outside of the pocket today. Now he's going to take another shot downfield, but no good. Wow. Corey looks like he's most comfortable when he's rolling outside of the pocket. Within half a second of the ball being snapped, he's already looking to roll outside the pocket. It looks like that's how they're designing their plays. So Hermiston's coach early on already showing that he knows how to use his players and put them in their spots.
100%, and as stated before, Eastside Catholic's defensive coach, Wes Warren, did say that ECU was trying to work on keeping Hermiston's quarterback inside the pocket so he doesn't get out onto the flank and hurt them, using both his arms to pass the ball and his legs.
Luke Roby tried to chase him down. Corey's going to throw it again, but it looks like it was just out of bounds. There was a receiver in the area, but Corey is so far. So now they're going to be forced to pump on 4th and 20. This time they get a good snap, and the kick is high, and it will be bounced, and it looks like Hermiston will touch it at about the 20-yard line, and that's where Eastside Catholic will take over on their next offensive drive.
25-yard punt, number 7, Abel Alator.
Well, Eastside was unable to capitalize, or Hermiston was unable to capitalize on a tremendous opportunity to go up early in a game in which they are considered underdogs. Wow. But nonetheless, you still have to marvel at the fact that they pulled that off and had the guts to do that in a playoff game, mind you. Teriyaki Oglu hands it off to J. Oh he hands it off to JB. Teriyaki Oglu almost faked me out. He did a good sell, but Hermiston defenders were not fooled, however, as JB was stopped down behind the line. Looks like it'd be a loss of 1. That'll make it a 2nd and 11.
Offensively, Eastside's strength is in their receiving corps. They have a lot of talented players who can threaten the opponents, so we'll see how long they can stay on offense this evening, as they have a pretty strong offensive group.
Here we go. Teriyaki Oglu drops back. Now he's going to scramble. Jukes a man. Still going. And it looks like he's still pushing. Wow. And then finally he gets swarmed by multiple Hermiston defenders. Looks like it was a short gain of maybe 4.
Sounds great, guys. Nice shot.
Brings up 3rd and 6 for the Crusaders.
Third and 6 for each side. Four receivers out wide. Teriyaki Oglu rolls right, hit as he threw. Pass was intended for Rays, but Teriyaki Olu stands up. That was a hard hit he took there, and that was coming off the play in which he took a scramble himself and was swarmed by multiple defenders. Let's hope he's able to recover on the sidelines. Now trialing out to punt for the Crusaders is number 3, Michael Bartle. Back to the return appears to be number 18, Krebs Dale. And the punt looked like it was tipped short, but Eastside does get a favorable roll as it rolls out past the 50, call it the 48, before it is touchdown by number 5, Jalen Keller. So both teams struggling to get the ball off and punts so far. Not a lot of flips in field position.
That's Hermiston ball, 48, first and 10 at the 48-yard line.
Yeah. And here we go. Corey trotting back onto the field. Timeout called by Hermiston. That'll be the first of the half. They've got 2 remaining. I'm on this for a sec. And here is Isaac Corey dropping back, fakes the handoff, rolling out right. Avoids a tackle, gets a block. He's going to scramble. Looks like a gain of about 5.
Five-yard run by quarterback Isaac Corey. Brings up 2nd and 5 for the Bulldogs.
Well, Corey being pushed out of the pocket early, but he is. We've been informed that he is actually normally number 8, but he is number 15 in tonight's game because of a jersey mismatch. But nonetheless, we do know that number 1 is Isaac Corey, and he will take the snap, fakes the handoff, pump fakes, looking, pump fakes again, and steps out of bounds, looking like a loss of 3, 4th down.
Five-yard loss on the play. Brings up 4th and 7 to the Bulldogs.
It looks like they're going to go for it early here. Bulldogs being aggressive early on. 8 minutes into this game, and here we go. Going for it on 4th. Corey dropping back. He has time. No, now he has pressure. Avoids another man. Sets his feet, looking, and nearly caught, but the ref is going to call it out of bounds. A crucial mistake there. You could saw he was just trying to buy his receivers more time. Actually put it in a pretty good position for him too, but unfortunately it looks like he stepped out of bounds. That's unfortunate for Hermiston.
Looked like Hermiston was just trying to use their space, but it was shut down, went a little too wide, just out of bounds.
Yeah, but as we have seen early on here, Corey very comfortable rolling out. He has had no trouble setting his feet, readjusting, and even making some defenders miss early on. And so here we go. Teriyaki Olu from the 41-yard line. Hands it off to Jeremiah Burrows. Burrows has a lane, breaking tackles, And it looks like that may be a first down, but they're going to call it second. So it'll be second and short for the Crusaders.
The 11-yard run by number 6, Jeremiah Burrows. Correction, 9-yard run. Brings up second and 1 for the Crusaders.
Crusaders tight end right.
Handoff. Burrows is a lane. Burrows breaking tackles. Burrows all the way down to the 12-yard line.
18-yard run by number 6, Jeremiah Burrows.
So a huge run there from
That
Burrows.
run results in another Crusader. First and 10, Eastside Catholic, the 12-yard line.
And now Hermiston reeling on their heels. Can they get a stop here within the red zone? Two Crusaders shift over, including Hudson McCauley, number 37. The pitch, the toss to 6, Burrows. Burrows breaks tackles. Burrows still pushing, and he takes it down to the 2-yard line. Right there for the Crusaders, as it is second and goal.
9-yard first down run by Jeremiah Burrows. Brings up second and 1 for the Crusaders.
Here we go. Handoff. Burrows pushing, and 3 or 4 Hermiston defenders were there to make the stop. Third down, and a pivotal play early in this game upcoming.
No gain on the play for the Crusaders. Brings up third and 1.
Burrows has had quite the season this season, getting you see quite a few points in the point book. However, he has this ability to just not give up, to keep pushing through, but we do see Hermiston's defense really setting him back.
Here we go. Burrows, it's the handoff, breaking, and no signal. The fans seem to, and there it is, touchdown Crusaders.
Touchdown, Eastside Catholic.
That brings the score up to 13-6. See if they can make it
Touchdown runs for 3 yards
14-6.
by Jeremiah Burrows.
And that's where we see Burrows doing what he does best, running the ball, not giving up until he gets the team a touchdown.
Just try doing the scoreboard through my computer instead. Okay. So 14-6 here. The Crusaders jump out to an early lead.
1 minute, 26 seconds left in the first quarter. We'll see if Hermiston can put more points on that board.
Brandt once again trots back out to kick it away through the Crusaders. His third kickoff early in this game. It'll be a touchback, so the ball will be taken in at the 20-yard line by Hermiston as they start another drive. First and 10 yet again for Hermiston. In motion, Corey drops, throws it to the player in motion. He takes it, and looks like he picks up, scampers for about 4.
Five-yard completion for the Bulldogs, thrown by Isaac Corey. Brings us 2nd and 5.
Second and 5. Corey dropping back. Looks left before cutting back right, and now, ooh! And a huge collision there. Multiple Eastside players in the mix. Wow, what a hit there. No gain.
35 Bulldogs.
Corey. Appears to call an audible at the line. Resets. And movement up front, and we're going to get a flag.
Flag on the play.
Who has
And we were told earlier in before tonight's broadcast that Hermiston dealing with a ton of injuries on offense and defense, missing multiple defensive starters and additionally multiple offensive starters, including Hunter Allen and Sue Penny. They have 2 backup offensive linemen playing early in this one. That was Elijah Robinson on the penalty, and he's a starter. He's been pretty steady for them, but a mistake there, and that'll make it 3rd and long. 3rd and 10. Pressure, Corey just gonna throw it away. Luca Lobi in the mix there, along with number 7, Bryson Ross. Wow, and Eastside's ability to create constant pressure, like I said, we have to take into account that Hermiston's offensive line is weaker than usual, but nonetheless, Corey has been tough to get, and so a tremendous job by both of those guys getting to the quarterback there. .32 seconds left. A penalty, but it's against Hermiston.
Penalty on the field.
That'll further move back Hermiston.
Intentional grounding.
Grounding call against Corey and Hermiston. Questionable call there from the refs. It didn't seem like grounding to me at the time, and now some additional refs rush in to maybe further discuss it. I wasn't sure about the grounding call. They had a receiver in the area. It looks like it was 12, but it looks like the refs are going to correct their decision here, and they will move them back up, and Hermiston's crowd approves of that.
Penalty for intentional grounding has been waved off.
And that's why you have multiple refs, Paige. You always got to review those big calls like that. You never know how a call like that can affect games. Especially when it comes to punting. In today's game so far, we've seen incredible difficulty getting the ball off. So in a tight spot like the end zone, that might have been more challenging. This time they're able to get it off, but it is a high punt. And Ambrose takes it in at the 35. Marsh breaks the tackle, still going. 25, still going. 10, blocks, touchdown, Eastside Catholic with 17 seconds left. What a run there. Ambrose, Marsh.
Bringing the score up to 20. Eastside Catholic 6. Hermiston with it.
What a play there by Ambrose. Originally the ball had bounced, but he picks it up, breaks some tackles, cuts down the right side of the field, and Eastside Catholic has another touchdown, ladies and gentlemen. The extra point upcoming to make it a 15-point game, potentially. You never know with extra points in high school sports. And a late substitution here by Eastside Catholic. David Lene trots onto the field as well. Bartle hold. Brant to kick. And the kick is up. And there you go, straight forward. That'll make it an early 21-6 lead for Eastside Catholic.
That's 3 touchdowns in the first quarter by Eastside Catholic. Ambrose coming in, bringing the speed and the energy they needed for that third quarter. As we said before, Hermiston did a great job with the 1 touchdown they got. However, they are going to need to use their space a bit more if they won't shut down Eastside.
We'll talk about breakneck pace, Paige. 21 points this early in the game. We'll see if they're able to keep up this pace. I don't know if they're going to get to 84. But going back to Hermiston, you have the game in your hands, 7-6. You have the ball, other side of the field. I feel like that's got to hurt not capitalizing there. When you're coming in against a team like Eastside Catholic, very well known to jump out early in games, you've got to counter their momentum early on, get them out of their rhythm, get them out of what they know. That's how you come in and upset teams like this. And obviously, we have a long game, still a lot to happen, but that is definitely something they'll be thinking about regardless of the outcome of the game.
I think one thing that's always in teams that play Eastside's mind, especially those that aren't frequent opponents, is players like number 7, Asa Thompson. However, they seem to underestimate the other players on the field that might be able to run just as great of plays, like Ambrose.
Yes, you saw Ambrose's explosiveness in this there. Ambrose is also a track athlete, so you saw that track speed coming into play there. And unfortunately for Hermiston, they were unable to get to him. And Ambrose's quick reactions and explosivity also helps Eastside Catholic when he plays defense too, as normally he lines up as what some may consider a shutdown corner. The Ambrose Island is real. And here is Isaac Corey. Once again, despite the score on the board, he has played tremendously so far.
If any player has a chance to turn this game around for Hermiston, it's Corey.
Yes, that is right. Corey has really got to make a statement. You saw on that opening touchdown drive, he found the open man, he waited, he was patient, he had poise in the pocket, and ultimately they're going to need a lot more out of that from him if they're going to win this game. Looks like a timeout call here.
Very well said, but one player cannot carry the whole team.
Correction, that's the end of the first. Are they doing? I'm just kidding.
And that's the end of the first quarter, with quarter 1 coming to a close with a score of 21 Eastside to 6 Hermiston. Here's Elliot Wooten for a quarter recap.
Well, honestly, it's a lot to recap, but starting off, Eastside Catholic came out strong, got on the board with 7. Hermiston was quick to respond, though, with a long touchdown pass from number 1, Isaac Corey, and he stayed poised, he scrambled out to his right, found the open receiver downfield, and he took it in for a touchdown. From there, Hermiston was also able to recover an onside kick, which is a huge play for the Bulldogs, as they had an opportunity, despite missing the PAT, to come in only 1 point down and have the ball on the Eastside side of the field. So that was a huge opportunity. However, it resulted in a punt, and after that, Eastside Catholic once again took down the field. A previous score from Jaden Rays, and then additionally a score by JB at the goal line after multiple attempts. And then most recently, Hermiston punted the ball away again, and the Bulldogs suffered a punt return touchdown by way of Ambrose Marsh. And now the Bulldogs will get the ball once again. 2nd and 10. As we get started here again in the second quarter.
We had an amazing performance by Eastside Catholic's band of I'm Just Ken, and I really hope the football players are feeling the Ken-ergy tonight and they bring it into this game.
Well said.
Sure, no, Hermiston's going to need that Ken-ergy if they want to rack up some more points.
And here's Corey, 3rd and 4. Handoff taken, and he is swarmed in the backfield there. That'll make it a 4th down. Hermiston with a pending decision here. Honestly, if I'm Hermiston, I think I'm going for it here. But it looks like they will send their punt team on the field.
We saw them run a riskier play that turned out pretty well in their favor earlier in the game, but
Yes.
that's not the option they're choosing right now.
Very true, and here we go once again with another Hermiston punt. I believe that is their 4th of the game. And here we are. And the punt is off. Oh, and the punter was hit, and that's going to be a flag on Lugalobi, and that is huge. Looks like Lugalobi is upset at the ref. It looks like that was well sold by the punter. And yeah, that's going to be roughing the punter. That's huge. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe that's going to be an automatic Hermiston 1st down. And that is indeed the call. And in the NFL, that would be an automatic 1st down. Not sure if the high school rules differ. But it looks like that is the case also for high school, as Eastside's defense trots back onto the field, and Hermiston gifted another opportunity here.
It was a vital mistake on Lugalobi's part.
Yeah.
He's really a very strong player. We don't normally see him make mistakes like that.
Yeah, but you have to give it to Hermiston's punter as well. That was a tremendous sell. If we had instant replay, we would definitely put that back. That was a soccer player type flop. But nonetheless, 1st and 10. You know, that's how you play the game. Anyways, 1st and 10, Hermiston. Trips on the right. Corey with the snap, dropping back. Receivers going deep on the right side. Oh, now he's going to scramble. He has the lane, and he's going to break outside, makes a man miss, and he's still going. Corey taking it all the way to the 49. Bryson Ross was in the mix there. But Isaac Corey looks like he's on his way to racking up some monster rushing stats. I would compare him to like almost a Lamar Jackson, just in terms of his ability to extend plays and make something out of nothing. He had all of his receivers downfield, saw a lane, and took it. And Corey dropping, throws it to his running back. He's going to break outside, and Lugalobi's there in the mix for a tackle for a loss for the Crusaders. And Weaver and Lugalobi both there in the mix.
You mentioned Corey racking up some running stats. He's currently ranked 8th in the state of Oregon for total yards, which is quite impressive.
And I think you highlighting him being 8th in Oregon highlights an important factor of Hermiston. Hermiston is actually a city in Oregon, but for interscholastic sports, they actually play in Washington divisions. I was talking to several people familiar with the Hermiston organization, and this is due to the fact that if they were to play in Oregon, they would be playing teams like Westland, who are and we apologize for the little pause there. We were swapping out our camera batteries. So all good now. Here we go. Corey drops back. 3rd down. Pressure again. Spins out of it. Still going. Look at the speed. Sets his feet. Now he has to go again. And Lugalobi with the sack. Wasi Lugalobi. I mentioned he assisted on the tackle for a loss. And there he gets a sack. Tremendous recovery from him. I think that does a great job of making up for his received mistake of roughing the punter. 4th and 21 for the Bulldogs. And a funny coincidence you might have noticed about this Metro Prep Athletics broadcast is this is our 2nd football broadcast, and both of the teams that we have covered have both been Bulldogs. We mentioned previously the Garfield Bulldogs. That was our previous game. Now we're covering the Hermiston Bulldogs. And they have the same logo. It's both derived from the Gonzaga logo, but with purple and white colors. The only difference being Hermiston has a cool H, and Garfield does not. So, you know, got to factor that in. I'm going to give the edge to Hermiston in terms of the logo. What would you say, Paige? Who do you think sells it better?
I say we may or may not have a Metro Prep Athletics article coming out on player uniforms. So all I can say is I think Hermiston's uniform Might be better if they included that H on their logo.
Stay tuned, and you can look at metroprepaathletics.com for articles like that and more from our fantastic team of sports journalists and writers. Anyway, here we go. First and 10, Teriyaki Olu drops, throws, he's got it to Thompson, and he is running, and well, nobody will catch him. He drops, and that is going all the way. He runs past the end zone, past the goalpost. You can't catch that man, as there he goes.
That is
all
a
the
touchdown
way.
by Thompson if I've ever seen one.
Wow, and that play is reminiscent. We haven't seen Thompson so much so far in this game, but he makes his presence known. What a run there. Chest bumps with number 4, Wasi Ululobi, along with number 6, JB, and he needs to take that one back. What a play there from Asa Thompson, showing off his cutthroat speed.
When asked about the threat of Thompson, head coach for Hermiston, David Fihiti, said the team's been preparing for the young star. The guys are being coached on to know where he's at all times. An explosive man like Asa is, in fact, hard to miss on film. However, he seemed to have just slipped through their defense right there, bringing in yet another touchdown for EC.
Yes, and that'll make it 27-6. And the PAT is good.
And there we have 28-6 in Eastside's favor. Thank you to all 33 viewers right now. We appreciate you. 133 viewers. We appreciate you.
Yes. Thank you so much for tuning in. We don't have that large of a student section today, but it appears that a lot of you are tuning in via the broadcast. Definitely come to the games, though. We definitely preferred, having a student section over tuning into the broadcast, but, always a good spare option, I suppose. But as you can see, despite Hermiston's distance from Sammamish, Washington, quite a few supporters, I'm not sure I see many students, but quite a few Hermiston parents made the trip from Hermiston, Oregon, up to Sammamish, Washington. Quite a lengthy trip, too. So yes, as we mentioned, Hermiston, Oregon, just across the border, I believe it's the Columbia River. I was looking on Google Maps the other day. And yeah, despite that, as we talk about, if they were to play in Oregon sports divisions, they would be playing teams in Portland, and so ultimately for the continental play, it was easier to play in Washington, but you can see they had to make quite a journey for their playoff game. Nonetheless, here we go, the return taken back, and he's going to be tackled down by a few Eastside Catholic defenders at the 12. At the 12.
Will be Hermiston ball, first and 10 from the 14-yard line.
So you see Eastside stepping into defense, trying to do what they do best with their back seven, playing fast, smart, and tough, and working cohesively as a single unit against Hermiston tonight.
Ooh, and we see that there was a big hit. Wow. Was that? This is why you need a spotter. That was number 8. Wow, Ambrose March, he showed up early and everywhere on the field. A lot of big hits early on in this game also.
For a touchdown and a defensive block like that, Ambrose is really coming in hot this game.
He's been all over the field, and we see a lot of early playmakers here for Eastside. Speaking of all over the field, here's Corey rolling out to his right, throwing, caught, and Lugalobi was there for the stop, and he gets back up onto his feet as well. Third and 6.
Hermiston trailing by 22.
Corey gets set. No No tight ends. Here we go. 4 receivers. Wait, no. 1 receiver outright. 2 to the left. And a tight end on the left as well. Corey dropping pressure again. Steps up in the pocket. Now he's going to scramble left. Sets his feet. Throws. Finds a man. Breaks the tackle. And it looks like he'll have the first down and more. Takes it to the 34. 33 Neil Sasek on the... Wow, and once again you see Corey contorting his body. He's looked really strong. Honestly, a couple weeks ago, I talked about we played Garfield, and they had the number 8 quarterback, number 8 player in the state, EJ Kim Neong. Early on here, honestly, I'm going to say Corey looks stronger. Maybe it's just something about his breakneck speed, but he has been able to make a lot more plays so far in this game. And there, he tries to find a man, but it is dropped. That was once again number 33, Neil Stasek, the intended receiver, but no go for the Bulldogs, and that'll bring up a second down.
Corey's one of those players that has the legs to run the ball. He has the speed, but he also has the hand to throw the ball and the eye to know where to send it to get from point A to point B, making him a very strong quarterback. He also plays varsity basketball. Quite great dual athlete.
And you can definitely see that in his height. He's got easily able to see over the line and have poise in the pocket. And here we go. He drops back, looks to his left, pump fakes. Now he's going to scramble right. Still ensuing pressure, and he's going to throw as he was hit and pressured there by number 20, Cody Thumler, the junior.
Brings up 3rd and 10 for the Bulldogs.
Third and long yet again for Hermiston. Corey readjusts in the pocket. Now he drops back, looking long, keeping his eyes downfield. Pump fakes again. Motions the receiver to slide right. Now he's going to roll right. Now he's going to throw to that receiver. Oh, and a drop there. He was right in the mix. It was number 4, Landon Shilhanek. And he was right in the mix there. If he had reeled that in, he would have been right there for a first down. Unfortunately for Hermiston, he was unable to...
Stopped by number 15, Caden Green from Eastside Catholic.
And that'll bring in... It looks like there may have been a flag on the play, although I don't see one on the field. There is refs discussion. And yes, there was a flag in the secondary there. Let's see what the call is. And yes, that will be a flag on EC. So that'll give Hermiston another chance here. And it'll be an automatic first down.
Penalty on Eastside Catholic. Result of the play is a first down for Hermiston. It'll be Bulldog ball, 1st and 10 from the 44-yard line.
From the 44, 1st and 10 here, yet again.
EC's racked up quite a few penalties this game in just the second quarter.
And we'll see if that continues to hurt them going forward. As a coach, it's hard to keep your guys moving aggressive like that when you've got constant penalties, and you see Crusaders trying to jump the line. Number 19 does. He gets pressure, but the pass is complete to number 12, who is tackled behind the line by multiple defenders, including number 53, Jojo. There's Jojo, and also Washi was in the mix as well. Once again, we see multiple Crusaders in the mix. Jojo Matatia in the mix, along with Washi Ululobi. They didn't make the stop, and that highlights once again, as I talked about, the fact that we're having multiple defenders get to the ball for Crusaders on every ensuing throw for the most part. And there, the pass is broken up, almost intercepted by number 4, Washi Ululobi. He's really been a difference maker for the Crusaders so far, and it looks like he was seeking an interception there, but nonetheless, still another pass deflection, and he's making his presence felt so far in this game.
And while EC has a lot of great players individually, we see them working best in defense as a unit, coming together to work those
Here we
plays.
go, dropping. Well said, Paige. And you can see them working as a unit as multiple... And he is brought down. Number 20, Cody Thumler got there after initial pressure by number 33, Mikey Childress. So you can see, as Paige said, multiple Crusaders defenders working in tandem to make that sack happen. Ultimately, it goes to Thumler, but Childress is right there too to get the pressure necessary to make that happen. When you've got guys like Isaac Corey running around in your backfield, you've got to get multiple contains, and you saw that there working out in the Crusaders' favor. So fourth and forever for Hermiston, and their first to punt again. And yet another high punt there, but it is a favorable roll for Hermiston, and Asa Thompson, number 10, will let Hermiston touch the ball down. And there we go. Eastside Catholic will take it over at what appears to be, call it the 43-yard line.
It'll be Crusader ball, first and 10, the 42-yard line.
Terry takes the snap, hands it off to Jeremiah Barrows. He's got a lane and unable to break a tackle. A good tackle there, it appeared, by number 13 on Hermiston, but multiple flags fly. It appeared to be a good tackle there by young Kellen. No, by Robert Akers, but looks like there was multiple flags. It looks like it might have been a horse collar. I'm not sure here. We'll see what they rule. And it's going to be a face mask against Hermiston.
Penalties on Hermiston. Personal foul, face mask.
We know that's a 15-yard penalty thanks to today's cranium.
And today in sports journalism class, we played a game known as Cranium, and so I am able to determine that that was a 15-yard gain there for Eastside because we had a Cranium trivia question that asked that same question. Shout out Mr. Sonneland.
Elliot, was it your teammate able to answer that question, not you during the game this afternoon?
Well, I was debating between if it was 10 or 15, and, I didn't want to just shout something out. Got to get these Cranium points, Meanwhile, looks like it was a first down reception there from number 3, Jaden Reyes.
Number 3, Jaden Reyes. 10-yard completion, result of the play is good for a Crusader first down.
Anyways, here we go. Handoff by Nick Jones, and looks like a pickup of 9. Him and Skylar Shute were both great relief backs to Jeremiah Barrows, who had a monster game in that Garfield game, over 100 yards rushing. We haven't seen him quite as much in today's game, but he already has a touchdown on the board, and we'll see if there's more to come for him. Not in the backfield right now, though. McCauley motions over. Terakiolu takes the snap, hands it off, and the Jones again, and this time he is stopped. Not as much of a gain, but it will be enough to pick up the first down.
Good for Crusader first down.
2 yards was all they needed.
As a larger school, Hermiston has far fewer underclassmen on their varsity team. No freshmen, only a handful of sophomores. But we see here on the Eastside Catholic team that some of their sophomores are their strong suits, such as Nick Jones and Hudson McCauley, really coming in strong.
And of course, it cannot be understated enough. Another 2 big playmakers that are involved in that group as well, Wasi Lugobi and Asa Thompson. But here we see Nick Jones take the handoff again. And it looks like a gain of 6 or 7. And as Paige mentioned, this is how high schools become powerhouses. When you get a pipeline and you constantly have young players coming in that are able to step in for seniors that step out, that's how you build continuity and long-term success, and that is what Eastside Catholic has been able to do in the past decade at this program.
Luckily for Hermiston, Isaac Corey's only a junior, so they still have another year left.
And in the meanwhile, Teriyaki Olu throws it to Jaden Reyes. It's another touchdown for him, and that'll make it 34-6, touchdown Eastside.
That's 2 touchdowns for Jaden Reyes. Described by his coaches as one of the players that always puts in the hard work on and off the field, doing extra training, extra workouts to always be there to show up for his team.
And as we've talked about in another Metro Prep Athletics article, talent versus hard work, coaches really seek guys that can put in the hour on the field, in the gym, and especially when nobody else is there and watching, so that they can perform at their best when you have all these people with eyes on them. Connor Brandt's PAT is good, and that'll make it 35-6. I don't know, maybe that was just a game break because it was in between kickoffs. And Brandt steps back once again. I believe this is his 6th kickoff. That sounds about right. Yes, 6, including the opening and the 5 touchdown kickoffs. So Brandt, for the 6th time, steps back out to kick it away again for the Crusaders. And the kick is off. Fielded from the 0. Takes it up, and 23 was in the mix there. River shoots. Another sophomore in the mix there.
11-yard return by number 11, Nathan Welty.
And that'll make it another tough field position start here as they get it at the 11.
From the 11-yard line.
And the pass to the left side, taken in, and a short gain for Hermiston.
Five-yard completion. Number 5, Austin Bledsoe. Timeout, Eastside Catholic.
That's a timeout called by Eastside Catholic. Current score is 35, Eastside, 6, Hermiston. One minute, 55 seconds left in the second quarter.
Flag on the play. for the 5-yard penalty on the Bulldogs. Brings up 2nd and 10.
Corey has the ball and gets away from the tackle, passes it, caught, and taken down by, it looks like EC's number 12?
Yeah, that was David Lene, number 12 there.
10-yard completion, number 33, Neil Stasic. Brings up 31 for the Bulldogs.
Here we go. Dropping back, rolling left right away. Multiple defenders in tow. And just going to take it out of bounds. He was reaching across. Not sure if he got it. Looks like they're going to rule it just short. That'll bring up a 4th and short. And Hermiston, yeah, I would be very surprised if they if they sent out their punting unit, and they will not do that. And so they're going to go for it here on 4th and 1.
Brings up 4th and 1 for the Bulldogs.
No choice here but for Hermiston to go for it. Dropping back, scrambles, and he's just going to scamper for it. It looks like he got it despite A.J. Senior being right there to tackle him down. But it was enough for the Bulldogs to pick up the first down. And if Hermiston is going to mount a comeback, they have to stay aggressive. No choice now. Nothing to lose. They've got to keep going for it on 4th down and making plays like that. Just over a minute left in the first half. Looking. Now he's going to scramble. Text his head down. And he's going to scamper out of bounds smartly there. And that'll leave 55 seconds left.
Brings up 2nd and 3 for the Bulldogs.
The Crusaders seem to be anticipating Corey's scramble by now, knowing how to put that pressure on him and corner him.
I would agree with that statement. It seems that they've made adjustments from earlier in the game where every time he got out of the pocket, he just had all time. And he did have time, but they did a much better job in the secondary of keeping his options open. And another contained there by Thumler. He's pressuring. A.J. Tanubo's in the mix again, and it might have been intercepted, but it is ruled incomplete. That'll make it 3rd down for Hermiston. 47 seconds left in this first half.
Brings up 3rd and 3.
Here we go, dropping, Corey, chucking it downfield, and it's intercepted! Number 5, Jay Keller there, and he takes it back to midfield. Another opportunity for EC. It appeared that, and a late flag there, but it appears that it'll be Eastside's ball with 37 seconds left. The receiver, who it looks like Corey was trying to throw it to, his head was not even up. Seems to be a miscommunication. He was throwing it, a dangerous throw over the middle, but like I said, when you're down this much, you've got to take those types of shots. So I don't blame Corey, but it appeared to be a miscommunication there with the receiver as his head was not looking for the ball there.
Quite a seamless play for Jalen Keller there. Well executed.
Yeah, very well executed. He stepped in there, saw his opportunity, and snatched that ball. And the refs will confer here as there was a late flag thrown.
Oh, yeah, low key, right? Yeah, I was saying
Result of the penalty after the interception.
Interesting there. So the penalty was applied after the interception. It appears that it was a celebration penalty, as I'm hearing from our friends doing radio to the right of me. Very interesting, by the way. We have a radio broadcast happening alongside us, so that's something that we as broadcasters, always want to learn from. I talked to him before the game. He gave me, sheets about the starters, even talked me through some of the pronunciations, and in the media industry, it's always good to, build those relationships and, just talk to people. So that was a great experience. But here we go, 1st and 10. Now EC will take it from their own 38 instead of the other side of the field. Terrakiolu rolls out, throws, Rays wide in the middle of the field. He's got plenty of space, shows off that speed, and breaks it to the 29-yard line. Eastside Catholic will quickly call a timeout.
33-yard completion, number 3, Jaden Reyes.
26 and a half seconds. 1st and 10 again.
First and 10, Eastside Catholic with the 29-yard line.
And the clock rolls. 19, 17. Terrakiolu looking, throws. And a near grab there. Looks like that was number 14, Andy Needham, who was right there.
Just near.
12 seconds left. It was a good read by Terrakiolu. He was open in the middle of the field, but Andy Needham was unable to reel it in.
Crusaders with the 29-yard line.
So that'll bring up 2nd and 10 for the Crusaders with 12 seconds to go.
Sometimes points really just slip through your fingers like that.
12.9 seconds here for the Crusaders. 2nd and 10. Terrakiolu takes the snap, rolls to his left, and he will scramble and scamper out of bounds, leaving 6 seconds remaining. And Daste determining whether or not to send his kicker onto the field. It appears that he is talking to Terrakiolu about it, and it looks like they're going to leave the offense on the field. Honestly, I agree with this decision. Because despite the lead, the difference between 29 and 32 at this stage in the game isn't that much. But if they manage to somehow get a touchdown here, let's see what they can do. Terrakiolu looking left. Number 8 goes up. Oh, and he almost has it. 1.7 left, and he was right there. Was that
Ambrose Marsh.
Ambrose almost had another touchdown. A rare misstep from Ambrose. Like I mentioned earlier, he had that punt return touchdown, and he also had a terrific set of defensive plays as well. So he's been in the mix, but a difficult catch it would have been, yes, but it was right there. But it looks like the Crusaders will now turn to their kicking team. Connor Brandt will kick it. Michael Bartle.
17 of a second left in the first half.
1.7.
1.7.
And there's Brent, and the kick is up, and it is no good. So, but nonetheless, at the end of half number 1, Eastside Catholic 35, Hermiston Bulldogs 6, and that'll do it for the first half. As we take a short break, we'll be back. As we come back from our halftime break, the score is Eastside Catholic 35, Hermiston Bulldogs 6. As we mentioned, they traveled all the way from Hermiston, Oregon, up for this game in Sammamish, Washington. Paige, what have you seen so far that you like from both sides?
Well, starting off, we've seen great energy from both sides. Eastside Catholic has 5 touchdowns right now, 2 by Jaden Reyes, 1 by Ambrose, 1 by Thompson, and 1 by Burrows, bringing them to a total of 35 points. Hermiston had quite a risky play in the beginning of the game, as well as a quite explosive touchdown. And their quarterback, Corey, has been coming in really hot this game, making some amazing plays. So, great effort from both teams. It will be hard if Hermiston wants to make a comeback. That is going to be a very hard feat for them. But we've seen it before. We can see it again with other teams. So we'll see how the second half plays out.
Yeah, and as you mentioned, tremendous energy here so far by Eastside Catholic on both sides of the ball. Hermiston has brought it, and early on in the game, they were very threatening to Eastside, but ultimately Eastside was able to establish momentum throughout the rest of the especially the second quarter, where they really took control of the game. As the rain starts to fall, we'll see how the second half unfolds, but right now Eastside Catholic has control of the game, 35-6, as we're set for our second half kickoff. And an onside kick attempt recovered by EC. Bryson Ross had it and nearly had a kick return for a touchdown. I guess he stepped out of bounds. As that was nearly a kick return to start the second half. Very close there to a catastrophic situation for Hermiston.
EC holding up their MLB sign. We don't know what that means, but we do know that it is a play.
And we're also not going to try to decipher what it means for the sake of future opponents. But yeah, the signs are very interesting. But yeah, we're not going to help with sign stealing, but it is fun to try to speculate on what those could mean. If I had to take a guess, I'm just going to say MLB. Well, you know, they got big hitters, so maybe a big play. I don't know. I'm completely just guessing. But they... Tarakiolu looking, throwing deep left side, and so far there's been a
Seems to be
flurry.
some miscommunication there.
Yes, several. First you had the drop from Andy Needham, and now an overthrow by Tarakiolu. Let's see if they're able to figure that out down the stretch, as they provide a valuable connection that Tarakiolu goes to frequently. Here we go, 3rd and long for the Crusaders. It'll be 3rd and 11. Tarakiolu dropping. It's a 7-step drop. Now he's going to look downfield. He's got JB. JB reels it in. Nobody near him. And he high-fives number 8, Ambrose Marsh, as they both glide into the touchdown. And that'll be a touchdown for EC. That'll make it 41-6. Jeremiah Burrows with his 2nd touchdown on the game.
It'll be a 46-yard pass completion from Jake Tarakiolu to number 6, Jeremiah Burrows.
And you see Eastside Catholic starting to pull away here. Important for Hermiston to, you know, take something away from this moment. A lot of upperclassmen, as Paige mentioned earlier in the broadcast, playing for Hermiston. This is something they're going to remember. And, you know, as unfortunate as it may be, this is a lot of their players' last games. The kick is good. 42-6. And a quick strike here for Eastside Catholic as they make it 42-6. And we've mentioned Eastside Catholic looking to make a push deep into the state playoffs this year. And so far in the round of 32, they are clearly establishing themselves. if they want to be able to go the distance toe-to-toe with other heavyweights such as O'Day, Bellevue, and of course Yelm, they've got to be able to clearly pull away and establish dominance against these teams they may be perceived as weaker. But it should not be forgotten that at one point Hermiston was right in this game. It was not there was a moment when Hermiston was right in this game, and fortunately for Eastside they were able to pull away. But they do have to remember that for going forward, that there was a point in this game where Hermiston was right in it. You know, the onside kick recovery, you know, they were right there. They had momentum. So I think that proves that Eastside's got to stay on their toes, even against these, you know, opponents that might be perceived as, you know, weaker. Obviously, you know, Hermiston not known as a powerhouse, but going forward in the playoffs, they're going to have to remember this, because yes, they were able to pull away against, you know, maybe not the strongest opponent, but Hermiston was able to stay right there for the first portion of the game.
And Hermiston, just like in this game, started their season off pretty strong. However, they've lost their past 4 out of their past 5 games this season. So not quite sure what happened, but they seem to be losing their energy.
Yes, and as a result, Eastside Catholic has been able to take complete and utter control of this game, and 42-6 is our score, with just under 11 minutes left in the second half. Return taken from the 15-yard line, call it, and it is taken up to the 37. A pretty solid return there. Ben Larson on the return.
Grayson Ross. It'll be Hermiston ball, 1st and 10 from the 37-yard line.
1st and 10 for Hermiston. 10:47 to go in the second half. And trotting back into the field, as we've talked about a lot, 6'2", 210, Isaac Corey. He's, you know, despite the score and the circumstances of this game, he has really played his heart out tonight. And I think Eastside Catholic is going to have to remember the adjustments that they made were very strong, because he started out, he was looking like almost easy in the pocket, but now you can see they're getting constant pressure. You got Childress right there on that play. Yes, they're able to reel it in, but it's a short gain of 2. And you just see that almost every play now, where they have guys coming around the edge, like a Childress, like a Wasi Lugalobi, even penetration inside from guys like AJ Tanupa. So you're getting constant pressure there, Paige.
And EC, you know, did their best.
That was awesome. Nice shot.
Just like any team, to prepare for the game this week by watching plays. However, they knew that going in, their main threat was Isaac Corey, and we can see them really locking in on him tonight in this game, essentially shifting all their defensive focus onto Corey.
Quarterback Isaac Corey.
I didn't hear him swear, but I could hear him.
Okay, good.
It wasn't discernible, but I could hear him.
I was just making sure. Hot mic. So it looks like it'll be a 3rd and about 4 here. Looking, throws, and multiple Eastside defenders were in the area, including, yet again, number 8, Ambrose Marsh. But no good there. The pass is intended for 5'11", senior, Justice Council, number 2, but unable to connect there. And of course, at this stage in the game, no choice but to go for it for Hermiston. Corey dropping back, looking. He's got options. Now he's going to scramble. Pump fakes again. He's done a lot of those. Now he's going to scramble, and it looks like he is short. There was a late stretch, but no, it is called. Looks like it'll be 2 yards short, and Eastside Catholic will be taking over yet again. Eastside Catholic ball.
20-yard run by the quarterback on the 4th down play. Result is turnover on down to the Crusader ball, 1st and 10 from the 46-yard line.
And I think, Paige, it would be really interesting to see. I mean, I don't have a tally. We don't have a live statistician among us, but it would be really interesting to see how many times Isaac Corey's taken off of the ball. He's just simply been flushed out of the pocket so many times. You know, he's had no choice, no options downfield because of this Eastside secondary. He's had no choice but to take off with it numerous times throughout the game. But here we go, Teriyaki Olu hands it off. Looks like that's Nick Jones, number 22. And it is indeed Jones, and he picks up about 4.
Four-yard run on first down by number 22, Nick Jones. Second and 6, Crusaders.
They're doing a running clock.
So we have I've just been informed that from the remainder of the game, they're going to be doing a running clock as per WIAA rules. And here goes Nick Jones, though, on the running back screen, breaking tackles, picking up a first down. Looks like he will take it to the 23-yard line, so that'll be a pickup of 20 exactly, roughly.
21-yard pass completion.
Call it 21.
Nick Jones. Back by number 4, Landon Shafine. That play is good for a Crusader first down.
Two tight ends shift over, including Hudson McCauley. Now the snap is blown dead. Looks like there was some movement at the line. And a very instant call here. Looks like it'll be false start on the Crusaders. That'll move them back 5, making it a 1st and 15.
I mean, it just means there's stuff happening behind us. We're in a stadium. Not a library.
Here we go. 1st and 15. Handoff. Once again taken by Nick Jones. Yes, that's him once again. Number 22. And I have been informed that that is number 100, the 100th tackle for number 33, Nick Stasick, a historic mark there. He leads the team in tackles. Shout out to the radio team for that little nugget. And anyways, here we go again. Reyes in motion to the right side. Teriyaki Olu drops back, looking right, throws, caught Needham, screen. He's got blockers now. He's breaking tackles to the 5. And as I mentioned earlier with this running clock, chewing up more clock here for the Crusaders.
Number 14, Andrew Needham. That play's good for a Crusader first down.
So the clock continues to roll here.
Eastside Catholic for 5.
And you see Asa Thompson coming off the field. It'll be interesting to see how long the Crusaders leave most of their offensive and defensive starters on the game, as the game is in Eastside Catholic's favor by far right now. Once again, the two tight ends shift over, including 86 and 37. The pitch toss to Jones. Jones breaking left. Jones takes it to, call it the 2-yard line. And that'll be 2nd and 2. 2nd and goal for the Crusaders with 2 yards to go.
Second and goal from the 3.
Lines up once again, single back formation here. Teriyaki Olu lined up, not under center. Several yards behind the center. And he hands it off to Jones again, and Jones is going to breeze his way in for a Crusaders touchdown. His first of the game, and that'll make it 48-6, another Crusaders rushing touchdown. The Crusaders just adding to that cushion here, as that makes it 48-6. Well, Paige, we've talked about, like I said, you know, how big of an impact games like these has on you know, a player perspective. And in terms of just games like these, how do you think players are able to stay poised when they go from, these blowouts to then, playing, heavyweight matchups against teams like O'Day? Like, how do you think, a team's mindset is affected by that?
Well, Elliot, I think that, as a player, you have to be able to keep a cool head no matter what situation you're in, no matter what game you're playing in. And I think something that most coaches, I know the EC coaches definitely drill into their players, is routine. Doing the same plays, the same drills, and getting that almost like second nature to the players. So no matter who they're up against, all they have to do is add energy, add the grit to keep going forwards. I think it's honestly harder when the score is low. When the score is high, you have a bit more flexibility into what you want to do. But especially looking at Hermiston right now, keeping their head up and keeping the energy is super important to carry out the game.
Very good analysis there from Paige. And I'd also like to add, you mentioned with routine, right? And I think that's a very good way of putting it because, no matter the situation, you've got to keep a steady routine so that you're able to not let it get to you, whether it's a state championship or whether it's a, regular season game. You've always got to have that routine because that keeps you grounded, and that goes beyond just football, but other sports as well. And, even other hobbies or anything where you're doing something that might put pressure on you. Routine is how you can stay grounded. So yeah, I would definitely agree with that.
And while it might seem like routine to the Crusaders, their plays are completely unknown to us viewers as well as the other team through their signs. Just one of the interesting coaching tactics we see here.
And in fact, a very interesting discussion in the NCAA right now that is occurring is amidst, there's a sign stealing scandal that has happened with Michigan, where they were apparently sending scouts to opposing games. NFL has used for years now, and it hasn't translated to the NCAA yet, but you can see that coming soon. And with the future of technology and accessibility that has been gained, as presented by even just this broadcast being a thing, who knows? Maybe that may come to high school football in the near future to present such random signs such as Dice and MLB logo.
100%. However, we do hope to keep athletic integrity here alive at UC. There will be no sign stealing going on at this game.
Oh yes, hopefully not. And yeah, well said. And it'll be a timeout used by Hermiston. That's just their first of the half. They'll have 2 remaining going forward.
They're second in the game.
And it looks like you can see the sophomore, number 16, Youngman, warming up there. It looks like Eastside, as I mentioned, might be deferring to some of their second-string options here. Might be pulling out Jake Teriakiolu and letting the sophomore Youngman Lee step in. We'll see if he gets any reps going forward when they get the ball back. But anyways, 1st and 10 for Hermiston.
Personally, I'd love to see Youngman step in tonight. The game is going in Eastside's favor, so I don't see why not throw a young gun in. And Teriakiolu will be stepping down next year as a graduating senior, leaving his position to possibly Lee.
Yes, Lee is definitely in the mix, and he is probably the favorite right now to take over. So very well said, Paige. As we've mentioned, with a team like Eastside, they've just had seamless transitions to quarterback, going from, obviously the senior Brady McAleer last year, who had, a terrific run, helping lead to the team to the state championship appearance last year. And then him, seamlessly passing the torch to Jake Teriakiolu. Jake's had his, mistakes. We saw he had multiple interceptions against Garfield, but for the most part, he's held his own. He's had poise, and he's done a great job of stepping in, and now it looks like he'll be passing the torch to a guy like Youngman. So as you mentioned, there's no better way to practice and get better at your craft than game time experience. There's just something about it that, especially in a playoff game, no matter the score, there's something that, that just can't be replicated in practice. So well said.
Very true, and it leaves me wondering where Hermiston's next quarterback is going to come from. Corey luckily has another 2 years. He's a junior, so he has to finish out this season and then another season next year. But I just don't see any players on the field with as much explosivity and energy as him. But perhaps there'll be a new one coming in next year or an unassumed star on the rise.
Speaking of Corey, a beautiful throw there. Gets it to call it the 40-yard line. Once again, a floater down the right sideline from Corey. He is really finding his lane on the perimeter. You know, back when I used to play Madden, there was a term for this. I want to say it was like agile extender or something. There was like an ability specifically for stuff like this for guys who can make throws on the sideline. It's not coming to me right now, but I know it exists.
Thank you for your Madden knowledge.
Yeah,
I greatly appreciate
yeah, there
that.
you go. Anyways, Corey dropping back and evades the blitz there by Cody Thumler. Tanupo trying to create pressure. Now he has to throw, and no good. He was throwing 10 yards downfield, once again on that right sideline where he's hung for most of this game. And as I've mentioned before, they are going with the running clock, so even with the incompletion, the clock continues to roll.
Just over 4 minutes left in the third quarter. That running clock still going. 49 EC, 6 Hermiston.
And there's been a lot of tight windows that they've had to deal with so far in this game, but so far Corey holding his own. Dropping back, he has time this time. Now Lugalobi breaks through. Corey avoids him once again. Throws, and the ref is going to spot him out of bounds. That is yet another time that has happened. You know, when a guy like Corey, when you hang that close to the sideline, yes, obviously, you know, like I mentioned, he's an, agile extender and such, but, you know, it has resulted in several mistakes in terms of stepping out of bounds, because they treat that as a sack, you know, in terms of, losing 10 yards, that's a big deal. That's like a sack. So,
Corey loves to use his space, however, uses a little too much space, a little too frequently. We've seen him step out of bounds this game, so perhaps he'll have to reel it in, but Eastside's trying to keep him in the pocket already.
Yes, sending pressure from both sides. Once again, you see Wasi teed up on the right side. And he's going to break inside. See, there again you see, and he's forcing him outside. Now he's going to throw, and it'll sail left side out of bounds. But once again, you see the pressure generated by this Crusader front, which has been really crucial. It's been a well-coordinated job by the Crusaders defense, with the pressure being generated by the front, mainly the front five, but additionally, the secondary has held its own. So for the most part, other than, I'd say maybe 2 or 3 plays so far, they've done a good job of, holding the backside despite all the extra time that Corey's creating. So 4th and 20 from midfield. Takes the snap, dropping, looking, making reads. Plenty of time here for Corey, but nobody open. And he's going to chuck it downfield. Really no options. Oh, and was it caught? Was it caught? What a tremendous play. No signal. Wow, and the ref calls it no good. That was really close. If we had the instant replay, that looked in to me. The refs are conferring that. I mean, that's good for the Crusaders, but tremendous effort there, extending the play from Corey, and also a tremendous catch attempt. Wow, that's huge. And the refs are conferring, but the Crusaders offense is walking back onto the field, so it appears it'll be Crusaders ball at the 50-yard line. But we're still waiting word from the officials. And they are deciding to change their play. What a catch there. Wow. And so the Hermiston converts on a 4th and 20. Wow. But it is worth noting that during that long time that the refs conferred, the clock continued to roll, and now there's under a minute left in the third quarter. But still, tremendous play there from Hermiston. They will now get the ball at the 10. 1st and goal for Hermiston. 45 seconds to go. And that was a tight window. That was a tremendous throw by Corey there. Avoiding the pressure, throwing off his back foot. And here he goes again. Corey looking, immediately darts forward. He's breaking, he's got blockers, and takes it to the 1. A kind of late hit there by number 12. I believe that's David Linné. Yes, it is, David Linné. And nonetheless, though, he'll be stepped out of bounds, and that'll make it 2nd and goal from the 1.
EC's defensive strength really relies on their defensive back and linebacker. As we see, David Lene and Ambrose stepping in there. Even when they're late, they still always show up for their team, making stops like that happen.
And that'll be the end of the third quarter. The score, 49 for Eastside Catholic, Hermiston with 6, as we move into the fourth and final quarter as we flip sides.
And our score at the end of the third quarter, Eastside Catholic 49, Hermiston 6. Fans, this game is being officiated by the Pacific Northwest Football Officials Association. There is a constant need for qualified individuals to work our high school games. Please consider becoming a football official. If interested, go to PNF.
Oh yeah, I think that's your future career.
Today. Thank you.
The guy up there?
Yeah,
Oh,
only in Madden though.
Okay, let's keep it moving. You know, that was. Anyways, let's talk. Paige, why don't you give us a summary for what you saw towards the end of that third quarter with Hermiston getting some momentum now in the red zone. They've got to capitalize here, am I right?
Yeah, we saw Corey trying to move the ball himself, really trying to run that ball down the field. However, he was blocked, a late block by David Lene. PC also squeezed in another touchdown.
Speaking of video games, I saw this video today from ESPN. That was an interview with a football player from a fellow high school. Not sure what state it was in, but he said, you know, can't wait to go home and play some Fortnite. If you are aware, there's a new season of Fortnite out that apparently, rumor has it, has the old battle map from season 5. Wow. Anyways, moving back to the game. This is what you gotta talk about when it's a blowout, bro. You gotta keep the audience engaged. Anyways.
Well, this is why you tune in to Metro Prep Athletics broadcast. We really offer such objective and wonderful, entertaining commentary. As seen by Elliot Wooten, you know, we don't just bring football. We bring sportsmanship and life, and you know, it's just like a family over here.
Anyways.
If you like Fortnite, we got commentary for you too.
Anyways, the refs conferring here about multiple flags on the play as the clock ticks under 11 and 49-6 as previously mentioned. But multiple flags flew on the field.
I don't know, they don't tell you who got them. I mean, coach knows, but I'm not saying
And a quick reminder, the clock does continue to run as per WIAA rules. So this long talk by the officials is cutting into the game clock here with just under 10 minutes to go as the clock continues to run.
In an interview a couple months ago, head coach of Hermiston, David Fiatete, said that when the offense gets on the field, they know that the job will get done. However, we haven't really seen the job getting done this evening, so maybe they'll pick it up in the third quarter. I'm not too sure, but I would like to see a little bit of a comeback. I'm not sure if they'll be able to get the game to end in their favor, but possibly Corey will pick up his energy and bring in a couple points for Hermiston.
And as you said, you know, Hermiston's struggling to move the ball, but they do have the ball inside the red zone right now at the 15. It appears that there's penalties that were in Eastside's favor that moved it back to the 16-yard line. So that's where the ball will be placed, 2nd and 16.
We were seeing Eastside rack up a lot of penalties not in their favor. However, they seem to have taken a step back, and Hermiston has gotten more aggressive, resulting in some of their own penalties.
But you can't blame Hermiston for aggressiveness at this point in the game. You know, it's just like when you're down this much, you've got to try to do anything and everything to try to come back, and you got to give it to them. They are continuing to try to fight, but Eastside Catholic has had their number throughout this game. Nonetheless, though, Hermiston now with an opportunity to score some more points. Dropping back, pressure, 3 Eastside defenders are there. JoJo dives, all of them. David Lene, Cody Thumler, JoJo, like all of those guys were right there. And for him to be able to avoid that pressure, that's huge. And I'm sure that's why Hermiston, even with the record being 4-5, that's why they're still able to be in the position where they're in this playoffs spot, because he has been tremendous in terms of, evasion. And, even you see some of that, like Paige mentioned, he's also on their varsity basketball team. You see some of that footwork and agility coming from basketball into play here.
Hermiston also offers a 7v7 team, which Corey's one of the captains of, which I just find a great way to get some extra training and extra practice. This guy really goes above and beyond on and off the field.
Corey looking, and no good there. And still down on the field is the intended receiver, but you look at the sportsmanship there as he's quickly helped up by multiple Eastside Catholic players. It was intended for Austin Bledsoe, but he was unable to pull it in. The senior Bledsoe is slow to get up before being helped up by several players, including 2 Eastside Catholic players. So now that'll bring up a 4th and goal for Hermiston. No choice, of course, to go for it. Running clock under 7 minutes in today's playoff matchup. Corey looking, rolling right. Thumler on his heels. Now he's going to throw, and Ross breaks it up. Bryson Ross right there to say no thanks. Put him in a seatbelt. He was locked up, and as a result, it looks like, and they hold, once again, you see the signs as they hold up a trouble sign, but once again, you see, another defensive stop there for EC. Bryson Ross has had multiple pass deflections throughout today's game, and that was another one where he, right in the mix, and he broke up a potential touchdown. Here we go, the handoff. There he goes. And he breaks it. Call it a gain of 5. There you go. And that was Robert Ingram taking the handoff, and now lined up in the backfield is Ingram yet again. And as we mentioned, a backup stepping in. Youngman Lee is in at quarterback. Jake Terekiogu steps out, given the current score and situation. And with 5 minutes to go, Youngman Lee taking reps in a playoff football game. Lee takes it up, hands it off immediately to Robert Ingram. Ingram breaking tackles, and Rob has the first down for the Crusaders. Looks like a gain of 10.
Great first call for young quarterback Youngman Lee.
And like we mentioned, playoff experience is a huge deal, regardless of the situation. So he's definitely taking in this moment, and here he goes again. Stepped up. Ingram behind him. McCauley to his left. McCauley will roll to the right, and now he'll roll to the right. Lee looking, throws, and incomplete. Andy Needham was right there, but unable to reel it in.
Second and 10 Crusaders to the 31-yard line.
I believe that's Needham's 3rd incomplete catch today. Don't know what's going on with the player, but it just seems to be some form of miscommunication going on there.
Yes,
really out his head in the game.
Yeah, I mean, that one was just a little bit high, but, Youngman trying to step in here, and just, you know, really gain this experience. And here's Robert Ingram yet again with a nice pickup of probably 4 or so. Yeah, looks like that's about 4. 5.
6-yard run for the Crusaders.
6.
Brings up 3rd and 4.
So it'll be 3rd and 4 for EC. Youngman once again lined up with Ingram behind him. Carson Downs as well as Hudson lined up on the left side. 2 receivers, Andy out to the right on the left, but the play is blown dead. Looks like it's a timeout call here by the Crusaders. It's just their first of the half. They've got 2 more to use. 2:51 to go here in the 4th. And yeah, so as you see, just another drive here by Eastside, and you know, just like we have mentioned, young players stepping in for EC and just really looking to gain from this experience. And Ingram with the handoff, looks like he might be, and he is just short of the first down, making it 4th and inches. And actually the ref has reversed that decision and called it a first down. So it'll be 1st and 10 after the run from Ingram. Under 2.5 minutes to go in today's game. Lee stepping up. Ingram to his left. Out wide, he's got Connor Flynn on his left. Ingram takes it yet again. Ingram's been a power. Ingram breaking some tackles, and a nice gain there. Picked up, looked like 18 or so. And that'll be another first down, 15. So yet another first down here as Ingram is single-handedly cutting up this Hermiston defense. From the 43, Lee in the pistol formation. Flynn to his left. Needham to his right. Ingram behind him. Lee nearly lost the snap. Now in trouble. Rolling left. Pressure coming. Avoids a sack. And he's going to take off running. Wow, what a recovery there from Lee. Reminiscent of Isaac Corey throughout this game. And it actually results in a positive gain there for the Crusaders.
Must be easy to get flustered. Young quarterback, first playoff game, and we see him make a quick recovery, being able to think on his feet after almost losing the ball. It's a very important skill to have.
And to, in the moment, you know, being able to make that recovery, that's a very good sign from Youngman Lee. You know, anytime if you bobble a snap like that, you know, adrenaline running through, you never know what can happen. But he made a great recovery, ultimately holding on to the ball, and now he kneels down as that will end today's game. Crusaders end up taking this one 49-6 as they will advance to the round of 16 in the WIAA 2023 State Football Playoffs.
That is game, folks. We're looking at a score of 49 Eastside Catholic to 6 Hermiston. Great effort from both teams. We love this new match and looking forward to the rest of the playoffs as more teams Face off and Eastside Catholic advances. Thank you for choosing to share tonight with Metro Prep Athletics. This is Paige Noah.